And I noticed that Hitchcock made a gesture with his hand, and an assistant director came running over, and Hitchcock went like this and whispered something to the AD, and the AD turned and looked right at me.
Oh my God.
And walked right over and said, you have to leave.
Oh, whoa. My God.
Whoa. And we were thrown off the set.
What? Wow. So we are all about to bombard Mr. Steven Spielberg with a series of incredibly highbrow and lowbrow questions.
Well, if I was ever an authority figure, that's over. That's over.
When you're working with an actor like Josh and you're not getting a performance you like.
I had to look.
It doesn't say Josh, but I had to, I'm sorry. When you're working with an actor, not Josh or Colman or me, and you're not getting a performance you like, what's your tactic?
I've learned a lot from my predecessors, from all the movie giants, director giants I've learned so much from. And I know that Alfred Hitchcock and William Wyler had a technique. And it's something I don't do, as you know, but that's 20, 30, 40, 50 takes.
Not how you roll.
I don't roll that way, but there are directors from the past, like Wyler and Hitchcock, that did dozens and dozens of takes, because what they were doing is they were waiting for the actors to get so bored with the way they were doing it, they would, to relieve the monotony, the actor would change up to try to please Hitch or to try to please Willie. For me, it's really not about discussion, because if you start, you can't be a director therapist.
Yeah.
That's not, I don't do it that way. But there is something about asking enough questions so the actor that isn't quite getting what I'm trying to lead the witness, and if the actor isn't quite getting it, just by asking questions, it's to Josh.
I had those questions many times.
Josh is going to have, Josh will have the epiphany. I'm only using you as an example because you're wearing one of my favorite science fiction movie shirts, The Day the Earth Stood Still, that Josh is going to have his own private epiphany and say, okay, let me do it right now.
Something actually I really noticed with you is that, and in my limited experiences, the best thing a director does is make you feel as though you have discovered something. I know, really, Steven discovered it months before, and he's just gifting me that discovery. But it's actually really important. If you have that ownership over a discovery, you're more likely to commit to it.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Well, I'm gonna go off script.
Great.
My question is alien related. If they have visited us, which we all believe that they have many times, why wouldn't we share that with the world?
Why haven't we heard about this before?
Yeah.
All I can tell you is that I think that there is a lot of profit in keeping this a secret, because we don't know how any off-world civilization can get here, because the universe is so vast. There's a lot of reasons, because it's such exotic technology. We even have a piece of exotic technology in our movie called The Device. And because there has been reportedly so much exotic technology recovered, the reverse engineering of that technology is going to be for profit and for power. Contract companies that can keep a secret more than elected officials can. They're not really going to want a disclosure day to actually happen.
Would there be a shared knowledge between, let's just say like, oh yeah, our government knows something. Would it be shared between other governments around the world as well? Or do you think people just hold on to it?
Well, yeah, because the superpowers are not going to
share with the other.
No sharewares here.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to keep a secret inside government. But tech industries, who knew that the iPhone was being invented by Steve Jobs? That never got out. I mean, there's so many tech companies are completely airtight, locked down.
If you could sit down for dinner with any filmmaker from the past, who would it be?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh my God.
Dead or alive?
Let's say dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's kill him.
There's more dead directors I'd like to sit down with.
Yeah. You also are friends with all the alive ones.
I'm friends with all the alive people, and I respect all of them because they all do different things. And often they all do different things that I cannot do.
But you are so celebratory of
other
fellow
people's
directors, yeah.
work. I never hear you trashing
No, never.
movies or someone's effort, you know.
Oh, no. It's too hard to make a movie.
Exactly.
Once you've been there, you know how hard it is. I have to say, I think it would be Alfred Hitchcock.
Really?
Yeah, I think it would be Hitchcock. I tried to meet Hitchcock several times. He wouldn't meet me. And then after Jaws came out, I thought I had a little more chance to meet Hitchcock because it became a big hit that summer. And he was shooting, I'm not sure what the movie was. It might have been Family Plot, but he was shooting a movie right around the time in 1975 when Jaws came out. I had a reporter from the Washington Post doing a profile on me, and he was hanging out with me. So I said, let's go see if we can both meet Alfred Hitchcock. And I walked on to the Hitchcock stage, and there was Hitchcock with his back to me in a director's chair. And the cameras were on both sides, one camera and all the lights, and they were shooting something in this direction. And there was no way for him to know I was there. And I noticed that Hitchcock made a gesture with his hand, and an assistant director came running over. And Hitchcock went like this and whispered something to the AD, and the AD turned and looked right at me.
Oh my God.
And walked right over and said, you have to leave.
Oh,
Whoa.
my God.
Whoa.
And whether Hitchcock, maybe there was a mirror in the set, maybe he saw a reflection, but we were thrown off the set.
What?
Yeah, so I
And
never.
you still want to have dinner with him?
Yes.
To find out why?
No, not about that. He's a genius. I want to ask him.
Yeah.
I had nothing but questions for him.
Wow.
I have a nerdy question.
Yeah.
Did he inspire that iconic shot in Jaws when Brody's on the beach and the little boy is eaten in the yellow lilo? Like, can you tell me about that shot where it goes like that? I think about that
I get
shot all
so
the time.
much credit for that shot. It's called the zoom dolly.
Yeah.
You have a very long focal length lens, a zoom lens, and then as you quickly dolly the camera in on dolly track, you have to zoom
rack. Pull
back
out
out
as you're
sometime.
dollying. It's called the zoom dolly, and that came directly from Vertigo.
Wow.
Yeah. So don't give me credit for it. It's Alfred Hitchcock did that.
This is why he needs to have dinner with Alfred.
What's a movie that you've seen that you're jealous you didn't make?
I wouldn't say jealous. I've never used the word
jealous is
jealous. I would basically say that I regret I didn't have the opportunity to make in my time. And I did have the opportunity to make it. I wasn't jealous of it at all. I thought it was a great film, but I developed it as the director, and I had to step off to do a favor for a friend. It was a movie called Rain Man.
Oh, wow.
That I was in pre-production on with Tom Cruise and with Dustin Hoffman.
So cool.
And I had worked on the script, and I worked on it while I was making Empire of the Sun in Spain and China. And I came back, and then something in my personal life happened, and I couldn't make it, and I had to walk away, which broke my heart.
Oh man.
And of course, it came out, was a big hit, and won all the Oscars.
I don't have a question, but I have a prop.
Okay.
It's not a prop.
Oh, God, here we
It's
go.
something that Raul and I found in Joshua Tree. And we wanted to gift you this to start a press tour. But isn't
Oh,
this
my
cool?
God.
Isn't this beautiful?
Isn't it in vivo?
It's in vivo, isn't it?
In vivo.
I really thought that's in vivo.
17.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
Look
Like,
at this.
we literally were just wandering around Joshua Tree, stumbled into this place in Pioneer Town.
You found this in Joshua Tree?
Yeah, exactly.
How did it get from Area 51 to Joshua Tree?
exactly.
How did this teleport?
And if you
us?
push the eyes, you transport to another.
Right.
Don't touch the eyes.
Then here's my question, my follow-up. What do you think is the most overlooked but important role on a film set?
I basically think the most overlooked role on a film set is the camera operator.
I was just going to
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because in the old days, before there was video assist, or we had Video Village and everybody could walk into a tent and watch all the cameras on all the monitors. Before all of that, the most important person on every movie set from the time movies started getting made was the camera operator. The camera operator had the final say about whether the director, who's happy with the performances, can say, print, let's move on, or has to do it again. Everybody turned to the operator. Every eye turned to the camera
To know if
operator.
we know we've got it or not.
Yeah, it's a little less
If
that
it was
way
in
now
focus.
because we all can look at the monitors and I can see directly whether I want to make a change or not by watching the monitor. But it still is an essentially important job, especially if you're working with a Steadicam operator or if you're working with a handheld operator. It needs to be celebrated by the industry even more than it has
Absolutely.
been.
And they realize what you've been fever dreaming about, these shots that you dream up and
That's right.
what you want to convey emotionally with the camera is so essential. And I think when you have an operator who is just at one with
Yes,
you
yes.
and how you see it. It's just
Exactly.
extraordinary.
And then you never got a chance to meet him because he didn't do Disclosure Day, but Mitch Dubin had done 16 of my movies
Mitch
in
is
a
the
row.
camera
Mitch,
operator,
Mitch
yeah.
camera
He's
operator.
brilliant, Mitch,
and he's
yeah.
brilliant.
I've worked with
And
him, he's
Mitch
amazing.
did all the handheld camera work on Saving Private
Oh
Ryan.
my,
Wow, my
God.
And that in itself confirms the importance of a
Wow.
camera operator.
I think you made these three people very, very happy.
Ah,
There you go, right.
Look at you. They're all smiling. Look at these cam operators.
For someone who's just getting into cinema, what Steven Spielberg movie would you recommend that they watch?
Oh, that's-
Now, when you say getting into cinema, do we mean into the profession or into,
We're into directing.
directing?
Oh yeah.
I would actually look at my television shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just learning, and I made a lot of mistakes, and there's some really pockets of really good stuff, and there's a lot of junk all around it. And I think it's important if people know my movies, they go back and they watch some of the early, episodic shows I made just to see the learning curve, just to see how you stumble, you fall, you get up, you do something that people like, and then you start stumbling and falling again.
Yeah.
I think you're first breaking into the business, you need to know that failing is the only way you learn.
Yeah.
It's the only way you really are able to advance your knowledge about how to make a movie.
You've been making movies through decades of technological advancement in the craft. What new tools have most impressed you, and what old techniques are still crucial?
I think that in terms of new techniques, I think I'm really, really impressed with the drone camera replacing the crane. The drone not being used as a drone, not being used to impress the audience, but if you fold it into the shot, so you're not trying to impress anybody, you're trying to tell the story and get the camera in places that before that technology was available, you could never get the camera.
Yeah.
That interests me. And the old technique that never gets old, and you will all love this, is the power of the close-up.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more powerful than that.
Yeah.
That's been around since the very first movie that was ever made. Are you all happy with Disclosure Day?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So happy.
That's an easy one.
So
Yes.
happy.
Elated. Sky high happy.
Yeah.
What's something
We-
that felt unique about working with this cast?
Well, the unique okay. As a director, I also get to be a fan. In a sense, I cast this movie because I'm also fans of the people I cast in my movie. But by the way, if you watch this entire interview, whatever you use of it, you will see what was unique about working with this cast. And you will see how even in some of our more serious moments, a lot of serious drama in Disclosure Day, you will see how behind the scenes we got along so famously and how much we
such an
adored each
harmony.
other. Just basically cutting the rug.
Yes.
As they used to say.
Yes.
Cutting, there's a lot of
Yeah.
cutting up of the rug
Yeah.
on this. It feels rare on a film that has a lot of comedy in Disclosure Day. Not wouldn't call it comedy, but just life humor, real when you're scared and you
And this crisis.
and this
like,
crisis
yeah.
happens and you're not reaching for the joke, but things happen that just happen to be funny. When Josh lost it, Emily would lose it. And then when you would lose it,
I'm losing it now.
there's got to
Had
be levity, And I had to wonder sometimes when I see a great movie like Silence of the Lambs, wondering, were there a lot of laughs behind the scenes with Tony Hopkins?
I mean, I wonder if the first time he went, she laughed.
Well, he did that to me.
Oh.
Really?
Was it chilling?
No, I sent him a script called Amistad. I wanted him to play the former president, John Quincy Adams. He was shooting a movie in Mexico, so I could only reach him by phone. And he had read the script and had committed on the phone to play the part. And just before we hung up, I had the chutzpah to say, can you do a little bit of Hannibal Lecter for me? And he did the entire fava bean speech for me
What?
on the telephone from Mexico.
Oh my God.
That's a life moment.